Cool. I think I got everything set up now. How's the audio? Right. Okay, cool. So, well, first, yeah, so now I've got this schedule. We're just gonna go over some of the stuff. So last weekend I was over at Indy Pop Con, and they had this Reboot Indie Game Award, and I got second place. So it's pretty cool. Here's my skateboard. That I won. Oh, it says I'm playing Her Story. Let me update that. Alright, I think I'm hitting update. Hopefully that gets fixed soon. But anyway, what I want to show you guys is, oh, and shout out to Butterscotch Shenanigans. They got third place, and congratulations to Trinket Studio, another Chicago developer. They won the award with their game Battleship Brigade. Okay, I think that's updated now. It now says game development and not Her Story. Her Story is great, by the way. I think I might do like a key giveaway for that game. I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys some of this, like one of the tools that David, he's one of the programmers working on the game. He's working part-time on like writing editor tools and optimization. And one of the things he did recently was he wrote this tool called Window Generator. So let me show you guys one of the some of the windows that I'm talking about. Let's see. Alright, well, this scene is taking a long time to load. Okay, so this is some of the, I'll show you guys some of the windows I'm talking about. So it's stuff like this. Talking about this window right here. So these windows are pretty important to the game because the shadows that they create, you know, lend a lot to the art style. We can jump in and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. And what I'll do is I'll show you guys how I used to make them. and then I'll show you guys how awesome this new tool is, because it used to take me about an hour to make these windows, and now it takes like 30 seconds. So let me just toggle no clip and I'll skip ahead to that. Okay, all of those are on. Okay, so these are the windows, so you can see that they have a pretty big impact. So yeah, I mean they look really great because they create these shadows, and you know it's the art style is pretty minimalist, so there's not much I can do with texture, but having geometric shapes in the windows add a lot without like affecting gameplay or anything. Okay, so let me jump back into my previous level. That was my testing level. So right now, like, we're in the middle of refactoring a bunch of systems and everything is kind of broken. So I'm not gonna play around with that level. Instead, I'm gonna go back to Relativity Redux. Hey, Demonstrate 86. Good, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm really... Indy Pop Con was my last event, or last event that I'll be going to in a while. I'm going to take a break and focus. I'm going to take a break from traveling and just focus on development and level design. So the way I would make windows before is I would do something like this. I would, you know, make a Pro Builder shape. Let's drag that up here. And so first what I would do is I would pick out how big I wanted the overall shape to be. So in this case, let's go for like a 10 by 10 window. So what I do is I use this as the background, right? Let's color code that to green so I can see it better. And so this is, let's make this, okay. So what I would do is I would like kind of drag around these frames. So I'd say, okay, well, here's a design. You know, if I want another piece here, I'd create that, I'd duplicate it, you know, drag it over, and then I'd have, so these are the vertical pieces. I would also have horizontal pieces. So let's make those red. Come down here, drag that over, and then, you know, because I'd want it to be symmetrical. Excuse me. I would do something like this. Drag over. Okay, that's too high, so I drag it back down. Anyway, as you can see, it would just take me forever, and anytime I wanted to make a change, you know, I have to go back and retweak this. So, for example, if I wanted this piece to be actually lower, you know, I'd have to come in here and select these two faces, bring it down, bring this piece back, drag it down, and then, of course, now this is just a frame, so you can see it's creating a bunch of these objects, and then eventually what I would do is I would go into Pro Builder. Oh no, I would just do like a mesh, a merge save, and you can see it merges everything together into one geometry. But in addition to, hold on. Okay, so that's just a frame alone, and then I'd also have to do the actual glass part. Again, I duplicate this, drag this over, right? Let's color this to purple, to pink. So, right, I would then, you know, drag this over to the other side, and then slowly start to fill in all the missing pieces. Okay, and then eventually, once this is all done, what I would do is I would disable this background piece, because that's more for like an alignment issue. I would then have to go back, and what I'd have to do, so first of all, this would be called glass. I have my inspector off screen because it just takes up too much space. Right, what I would have to do is I'd have to select all faces, and then I'd make them no draw. And then I would apply. So no draw. What it does is at runtime it deletes these faces. It's a pro builder feature. So you select all these faces and hit N. It makes them no draw. And then I'd select the front and back face, and then I would go into. I believe it's no wait. And then I would go into material and apply glass. Okay, so I was basically doing this. Oh no, I had my other system was I would actually select all of the glass pieces, make no draw, and then just select all their front faces, Alt 8, set material to glass. So yeah, anytime I wanted to make a change though, it was just a huge pain in the butt. So yeah, it was just a huge pain. It would take me literally about an hour to make a window. And then what I would do is I'd go inside and play, and I'd be like, actually that window doesn't look really good, let me change it, and then it would take me another hour. So it just got way too tedious. Anyway, that's another problem you can see with the... Alright, so here's the window, and then I'd come here and I'd be like, actually I don't really like the look of that. Go in and change, and it was just annoying. Hey, noise pass filter. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. I was just showing everyone how painful my previous window design building process is. And now, and because it would just take me an hour, so now what I've done is... So now I can. So David basically wrote this tool that allows me to do all the window design in Photoshop. So as soon as this loads, this new version of Photoshop is really slow. Okay, so I can have something like this. So this is a 16 by 16 image. Let's see, let's show the grid. Okay, so basically this is 16 by 16 pixels by 16 pixel image. White is glass. Black means that it's a hole, so nothing goes in there. Yeah, David actually was added this, which was really awesome. And then gray is because sometimes I'll have like a window surrounding a door, and then I don't actually want anything there, neither frame nor glass. The gray stuff is frame. White is glass, gray is frame, black means nothing. And every pixel is 0.5 unit. There is a problem now because sometimes I do want things on like a half, on a quarter units, which might cause some problems, but I'll show you how well this works. So basically, so you were seeing this and how painful that process took me. Now if I go into Relativity, World Building, World Generator, I can pick out this image, and boom. Look at that. It just generated. just generated this glass. Look, it's even got the missing gap there. So, you know, if I wanted to make changes, that's just... Yeah, the only thing is, like, so that's what I mean by I need a 0.25. It's like I want to draw something actually right here in the middle in between these two pixels, and I can't do that right now. But, right, like... Right, I just made changes to that, and then we're building world generator. And boom. So you can see all the changes I made just got applied. Like super handy. I mean, this stuff used to take me an hour, and now it takes like 30 seconds. It's insane. Highly recommend investing in good tools. So yeah, that's David Lasky. He's the programmer. He's made some fantastic tools for me that is super helpful. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump in and show you guys some of the other updates with the game that I've been working on recently. Right. Okay. So one of the things you'll notice first is that the there's a problem with the lines. You'll see it like when I start the game. You'll see this line is lit up, and then it slowly starts to fade away. Let me try that again, just to make sure I catch it. By the way, if any of you are watching this for the first time and you're enjoying it, yeah, you'll see this line. It'll like be lit up in yellow, and then it'll slowly fade out into unlit, and that's something that I'm working to fix. Or rather, Chris is the other programmer. He's working on gameplay stuff. Yeah, you see that? But yeah, that's a minor thing. So some of the stuff that Chris has worked on recently, let me do the actions to get rid of those. So one thing is now there is a feature so now the color of the cubes fade when we transition. So I think previously, and both at the E3 and Indy Pop Con builds, the cube colors would change instantaneously. Now it's now there's a transition. I'm going to add, not sure if it's been added yet, but having the emission value of it increase to 1 in the middle of the transition, so that basically so that it grabs your attention a little more. I think it's more problematic with the switches, like they don't. Oh, so yeah, so the button switches also change color. You can see here. Watch the blue one. It now, but it like doesn't seem to be super obvious. Oh, hey, how's it going? Demi002, Brandon. So okay, that's not the sound. But yeah, I don't think that color change is too obvious. Although maybe what needs to happen is this needs to be illuminated slightly. Yeah, that's actually probably what needs to happen. Anyway, so there's that. Okay, what else? So some of the other issues, okay. Let's go back to, so this is my sandbox level where I play a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, the door model squeezing. Basically, because what I'm doing is I'm like squashing the door frame. So if you pay attention, you can see it like getting compressed instead of having the door actually fold into the frame. I'll change it eventually. It's just not like a major issue at the moment. Don't worry, it annoys me too. Oh, so there was a problem before where you could like rest a box on another box on its edge. Chris fixed that. It basically, I think he did it by making the collider like 0.9999 instead of 1 on each side. Oh no, wait. Oh, it looks like it still happens. I'll have to let him know. It does happen a lot less frequently now. Oh no. Okay, looks like I can... Looks like it's still pretty consistent. Okay. Thought it was fixed, but basically, yeah, that's the problem. I'll let him know. See, like... Although now it seems you have to be pretty... You have to, like, really try to do it in order to make that happen. Or maybe it only happens on... Nope. Yeah, it seems pretty consistent. Yeah, okay. Looks like this problem has not been solved yet. But anyway, notice also now the when the cubes light up, they actually fade into the lit state, the illuminated state. That's not super obvious. Let me show you with this. Yeah, the cube like fades into lit mode. I do think it can be a little bit faster right now. Let me see if there's a way to change it. Hold on a second. Okay, no, there's not a way to change the time on it yet. But I'm gonna write down notes for Chris. Cube catching on edge not yet fixed, and add time variable for color fade to emission on cubes. Alright, what else is there? Oh, what else I want to show you guys? Okay, so the other really neat thing is we have this object, it's called Relativity Utils. And what it does is this, it has all the colors. Right now it doesn't have all of them, but what it does is it allows me to change all the color values for all the different objects. So let's say when it's for floor blue, I want it a little bit more saturated. I can change that right here, and then so the effect isn't applied until I switch to another gravity and then switch back. But now you can see that the floor is much more saturated. I don't really like that. That's okay. Let's see here. Should be a little better. Speed of the track activation was relative to the size of the track. Oh, interesting. That's oh, I see, right? So it's like, so you're saying if this was a really long track, it would take the same time for the light to reach the door as if the square was here. I think the problem with that is then I would need it to be fairly fast. Because then it would mean that if it's here, it's kind of slow. Huh. That's not a bad idea. I'll think about that. Oh right, back to relativity utils. So I can also change colors of boxes, I believe. So it basically lets me... there we go. Yeah. It basically lets me play with how I want things to look in real time. Maybe it would be cool for the block to be dependent on the length of the track. I'm not totally sure what you mean by that. So that when the thing that the block is activating is activated, the block reaches full brightness. When the thing that the block is activating is activated... Oh! Right. I see. Hold on. Let me change the color back so that it looks better. Oh, right. So actually what's really great about this setup then is it allows me to make it easier for what's it called? People who are colorblind, right? Because then they can kind of play around with these settings. I'll probably just have one color that they can tweak, and then the other ones would sort of get applied. Oh, so sub-infinity, you're saying you'd want it to be... Oh, like the cube doesn't become fully lit until the track is lit. That's kind of cool. Oh, but then the fade out would have to be instant. Yeah, that is actually one thing we're thinking of doing. Oh, just a reminder, if you guys are new to this stream and are enjoying it, please make sure to follow. Yeah, so just kind of a few minor things with cubes to get cleaned up. And then next we're going to start working on getting these trees to work again. Like, I kind of basically are rewriting everything, so they're all broken right now, so the trees don't work. But we're going to get it to work again. I was also talking to David about writing a tree generator, because again, the trees are like windows where I have to like hand build everything, and then it just makes it really tedious to change stuff, and it does also mean that I've got a limited set of trees, and it takes so much time. Like, it takes an hour to design each tree, and I just think that that could be better spent on designing levels. So yeah, I'm thinking like what it would happen is if I would set a parameter, like you basically set up a box, and it would tell you, you know, it'd be like, okay, I want this tree to be this tall and it can be this wide on either side, and you know, I would need two boxes growing from it, and I hit a button and then that would generate it for me. The problem, like the issue I can see this running into is making sure the leaves are far enough apart, and also that there's enough path for the player to climb on, which is a game mechanic that's going to come up later. Right now these are too convoluted, so basically you're just kind of like you're constantly getting stuck. So for example, with this one, I think these branches might also be too thin. Yeah, it's like I do want like climbing the tree to be a gameplay mechanic later on. So for example, if there's a cube that's really high up, you should be able to climb up and pick it off up there. But the problem is, see, right now it's like, if I climb up here, it's very difficult for me to figure out. Yeah, I just keep falling. Let me try that again. Right, I want to switch back onto purple. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to work on that. I'm just going to take a quick break, mostly just to break up this video. It's been about half an hour, just so when I export this stream to YouTube, it's going to be in chunks. That was an idea I got from Sub Infinity, so thank you.